are you guys doing today? Welcome, welcome. So for those of you that are brand new, welcome. I am Patty. I'm doing your intuitive tarot today. And for those returning, thank you, thank you. If you're returning and you haven't subscribed, how come? You keep coming and watching, so how come? Anyway, please subscribe. Also, the new news that I have, please look below. I am doing dailies now, so if you like to see a real short 1 minute daily, give you some little punch in the morning before you go, please go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell, and you will be notified when those things are on. I don't do them live. So those are recorded just because I have to do them quickly. So anyway, so there's that. So let's get the energies for the 5th through the 11th for you guys here, Aquarius. Let's see what we got going. So we just got done with a new moon, and we are going to be getting ready for, or a full moon. We're getting ready for a new moon coming up on the 16th. I'll see if this pops up again. Ooh, don't bend my cards. All right. Here we go. So we have the Gentle Gardener as our first energy out, taking care of our own garden. And we also have the 2 cards, so it also can mean some balance. It could also mean some division for the number 2. We have the Sacred Pool as our second energy. And then the One Ring Circus. All right. So let's see what we're going to be doing here. I am going to read, I haven't had the Sacred Pool for a while, so let me read that real quick to you because I don't want to steer you in the wrong way, and I can't memorize all these cards. I could if I was younger, like you guys. All right, so I know what the other 2 mean, so let's go with this one here. So when you look into the mirror, do you like what you see? The Sacred Pool card asks. The Sacred card asks that you focus on your self-love and self-esteem. We are all work in progress, so a detached self-examination made with rigorous honesty is called for now. Reflect on the Sacred Pool and be at peace with yourself. Can you see how far you've come and how magical your life is? Do you notice the spark of the divine shining through your eyes? When you're conscious that you're the embodiment of spirit, it becomes easier to respect yourself and act in a good conscience. Then you'll reap the greatest rewards. So in all reality, you are spirit anyway, if you don't believe it, but you are, and you are spirit. And the thing with spirit is love, love and truth. That's it. So that's why it's so important for the divine that we love ourselves. You know, he created us. If you believe in reincarnation, well, there's still a greater, higher power. So if you've been reincarnated, he loves each and every person of you, if you believe in that. But the thing is that you are love, and love, we are love. It's just humanness actually changes that. So when he puts these 3 together, makes 100%, 100% focus. And this is going to be the general through all of October. So if you're like, well, she says this all the time, it's not my fault. It's what the divine, and this is what Mars and Chiron and Mercury are all doing. So this one here, we have the one that came out first was the Gentle Gardener. Then we have the Sacred Pool. Then we had the One Ring Circus. This is all with dealing within yourself. This is all work in yourself. And you're probably saying, well, how does a garden do that? Do you tend to your own garden? Do you water? Do you feed? Do you cultivate? Do you make sure that there's enough sunlight? It's all about your physical, mental, spiritual being. Are you taking care of yourself? Kind of a thing. And watching over it. The divine's watching over it, so you should be watching over it because you're actually a vessel. And that vessel actually needs to be taken care of. So, and the only one that can do it is you and the divine. but it's mainly you because you're here on Earth and you're the one that physically can actually help yourself or hurt yourself. So that's the theme for the week. And don't be surprised if you look at other signs, you're seeing the same thing. I can't help it. It's the way that Mars in Aries is. There's a lot of conflict going on, and Chiron in Aries just now moving in. That's the healing planet. That is self-healing, self-love, self-value, all that kind. I can't make this stuff up. I'm not smart enough to. So this is all about that kind of stuff, so it's all going to be about that. Wow, the Emperor again. The Emperor was in a couple of these already. So the Emperor, again, that might be having to sit back and get some wisdom from somebody. It might be having to, sit down with somebody who might have more spiritual wisdom or more earthly wisdom of how to handle things and how to really look at the truth of everything that you are doing in your life, and also what your journey is. Because if you're not living in the truth, if you are not being truth, then that's where we get into trouble, and that's where all this conflict comes in. So there's so much unsettling, so much lying, so much power there. I mean, people lie because they want the power. They want to either want power like in government, they want the power as an owner of a job or a company, they want power in their families, they want power in their relationships, they want power over their children, they want power over their physical being, those kind of things. They want power over what they put in their mouth. I wish I did sometimes, but it's all about power. And all these planets that are moving, they're extremely slow right now, and that brings power in intensity to tenfold. So we have to understand that the power that we have within ourselves has to be for ourselves. Pick your battles. I just heard pick your battles. And that's going to be the key thing for October and November, because October and November, while Mars is still very, very slow and the planets are moving slow, means very, very high intensity and high power. That means that we're going to have a lot more conflict. So it's going to be easier to get into arguments. It's going to be easier if you have anxiety, to get more anxiety. It's going to be easier to bicker. It's going to be easier to say, well, I don't agree with that. It's going to be easier to say, you're full of crap. It's going to be easier to do those things. It's a very conflicting. And then you'll turn around and like, I'm not that way. Why did I just do that? That's why you really need your spirit. This is where you really need that wisdom deep inside you, that intuition. When your intuition says, shut up and zip it, you need to shut up and zip it, because then it can create some either animosity. You can really cut like a sword. So the sword is actually about truth, but it also can cut. And when it cuts, you cannot return it. So that's why the tongue is so, so, so powerful. Even in all the religious beliefs, this is the most powerful, and it is the most untamed thing that we have in our body. Pretty scary. But we have the Hermit next, and the Hermit is actually, again, you are overseeing, you are looking, and this is another Mars energy. This is a Mars energy where we're going to be looking and overseeing and looking, because we have also Virgo in there's some planets in Virgo. Virgo is about looking at and analyzing and making sure that the facts meet up. It's sort of like in my criminal justice, we got to look at the evidence. The evidence has to meet up. And if it doesn't, then we need to either poo-poo that and say that's not true, or we might have to dig a little bit deeper. This is digging deeper within yourself. So you're looking at things. What is it that I need to work on? What isn't working? What is not happening? Because the Page of Pentacles is right behind with some type of offering for you. And that could be an offering for work. It could be an offering for a career. It could be offering to change something new, something fresh, something that maybe you've been wanting to do. Wow! Oh my goodness. again. And it may be something that you've wanted. Love is always something that you want. So the Ace of Cups is about love and peace and harmony and that kind of stuff. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you. So that Ace of Cups is there, but also too with yourself, your internal self. Um, if you're like me, I used to multitask, and women we do. If you're a woman, we do. Men do too, but women are master multitaskers. But the thing is that it's not healthy for us, and in actually multitasking kills our telomeres in our head, and that they don't come back. They don't come back. So then it becomes harder and harder and harder to multitask as we get older. And you want to know what? It's true. Because I can't multitask like I used to. I get irritable. I can't multitask like I used to. It's not healthy for us to multitask. It really isn't. Really, if you're going to multitask, do one thing. That other thing is there, and you know you're going to do it in a few minutes, but just focus in on the one thing, because this is what's happening here, is you're trying to do too many things at one time, and then it's not allowing for you to focus on what you need to focus in on. So whatever that is for you. And something is going to come to an end. Something has to come to an end to change. So that gives it room for something new to come in. And this new to come in is actually going to be more of you're going to have more of a spirituality with it. You're more of a connection to it, like a soul connection, a spiritual connection to it. And that's healthy. That's healthy. So that's a good thing. So I don't know what that is for, but it is going to take you to really, really think. And this has to come from you. You can't go around asking your friends, well, what do you think about this? What do you think I should do? No, 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 no. Can't do that. You got to go to the divine, because that's not your journey. That's not their journey. They'll tell you anything, but it's not their journey. This is your calling, your purpose, or whatever it is. So it has to do with your purpose or your calling. So, and in order for something to start up, something does have to end. It's like we have to sacrifice in order to get some things. It's like, you got too much junk. You got to clean the house occasionally and get rid of it. So it looks like there is a friend there or maybe even a relationship you've had or somebody, but this is sort of a long-term friend that actually is here. Maybe they're the ones that are going to help you through. Maybe this is an elder. Maybe this one is going to share with you the information. Like I said, you can ask people and get their information. Thank you. But this person is sort of going to be your support person through this. And while you go through this, just know that they're going to be there completely for you in support and love. And this is a pure, honest friendship. I don't know who this is with for you, but it is very pure. It is very honest. But I feel like it's somebody from the past. I don't know if that's supposed to. If this card is supposed to come out, please allow it to come out again, please. All right. Shoot, there was something I forgot. Tell me again. Tell me, please tell me. So we have the Five of Wands upside down, which is in reverse. And in reverse, if it was this way, there'd be a lot of fighting, bickering, and I'm really surprised it didn't come up right, because this is all about Mars. But it didn't. So there is not much fighting or bickering about that. And you actually do get very, very, very much along with this person. And also, too, they can see things that you cannot see. Thank you for the reminder. So I almost forgot. So what they're asking me, or the divine is asking me to share, is when you have heard something or noticed something 3 times, that is usually the signal that they're trying to get your attention. So like if you heard I don't know, maybe pretty bad example, but maybe you never brush your teeth and you hear, you need to brush your teeth. Or maybe somebody says, you know what? Have you brushed your teeth today? And if you heard it 3 times, then there is something to that. You really need to pay attention to that. So they're wanting me to share that with you. So if something is happening to you and it happens 3 times, there is a message. People come to me all the time as an empath and, well, what does it mean when I see 11111? Or what does it mean when I see 33333 or 44444? What does it all mean? And hey, Google. But I do know. But the thing is that those are things when you hear it or feel it or see it or something repeats 3 times, they're trying to get your attention. Yes, exactly. And listen to your intuition when you do that. Excuse me. So you want to listen to your intuition when that does happen. What is going on when that happens? What am I feeling? What am I hearing? What is going on? That is the time to really listen to your intuition. People are like, well, I don't know if I have intuition. Do you know what? If you're ever scared, do you ever question if you need to run? That's just your intuition telling you run. So that's the thing. Those are the things. We call it fight or flight kind of things. Response. Those are responses. Where are those coming from? Same with animals. Animals just have this keen nature how to do things, even though they were just fresh born, but they know how to do them. How is that? That's not really. It's born into us, but it's our spirit. It's who we are. We're energy. We're matter. We're energy, and our spirit is energy. It's unseen energy. So really listen to that. So whoever this friend is, but also to whoever is multitasking, and that's gotta stop. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So I mean, this is just re-verifying whatever this person is that's coming into your life. They're there for a reason. They're there for a season. I don't know if it's for a lifetime, but this person also is full of wisdom. It's almost a masculine, and I'm not saying it is a man, but it is a masculine feeling, and that person actually is one that is more of a protector, provider, knows how to speak articulately, has some romantic side to him, but is really there as a true masculine. In what we would say in the old days is somebody who's to protect, provide, take care, see after, and all that kind of stuff. So I feel that energy is there. I don't know who that's for. All right. All right, let's see if there's anything else, the divine. So the main energies that you're going to take away with this is you do have to work on yourself this week. That, you need to look at the truth of yourself, inside yourself. Are you really walking in your own truth, or are you being somebody else? I did it for 50 years. I acted as to be somebody else, and this is who I am. I'm sorry, I'm a spiritual being, and I've been wanting to do that since I was a kid, but because I was worried about what everybody else would think, or maybe it was wrong, or wrong in whose book? I go by divine. A lot of people live by earth. I lived by spirit. So, but I was afraid. I was afraid. As an empath, I didn't even know what an empath was. I just knew I had all these abilities. I just didn't know what to do with them, how to do them. And now they had a name. I was like, wow, okay. So that's cool. But I'm not your usual hoo-hoo empath. I'm very different. Very, very different. All right. Okay. Well, excuse me. We didn't have, that wasn't death. That was judgment. Excuse me. That was judgment. But we do have death. So, again, you can't look at that. Oh my gosh, it's at the end. No, it is change. Change is coming, and change is inevitable. This is October. This is Mars retrograde. This is Mars in Aries. Change is inevitable, and I'm not a psychic. I will never claim to be a psychic. I do have abilities, but I am not one to tell the future. Here's the reason why. I don't really truly believe in psychic, because if you speak something and you bring it to truth, you don't know, the divine maybe turn around and change that, boom, because that's not his will. So I don't do that. But I will say that the energies from all the planets and what they're saying, and all what I know inside, is that from now until the end of the year, you're going to look back in the beginning of October and say, wow, all this happened in this short a time. Lots of conflict, lots of changes, lots of upheaval, lots of, and if you can imagine symbols, those big symbols like in the marching bands, and if you were to think of those between your head, that's what it's going to feel like. That's what it's going to feel like. It's like, really? Seriously? Again? That's what it's going to feel like. All right. So, Aquarius, I hope you enjoyed this. Again, if you want to watch dailies, 1 minute dailies, have a good inspiration. Hopefully, they're all good news. I'm asking the divine only, well, and I always go to the light. So, we only have good news usually. Sometimes it's not, and that's not my calling, but there's supposed to be growth through this. So if this is you, you don't want to stop multitasking, that's up to you. The divine is saying this is not, he wants to give you some blessing. So maybe you have to step something out in order to prioritize what is important to you. Looking at yourself is never an easy thing to do, because you got to get below the dirt and look at the seed that's growing and what's growing on it. And if it's going to be a healthy seed, or if it's going to be a weed or a killer plant. So those are really hard things to do, but it's all about growth. So hopefully this was helpful, and I will see you on the 12th. And remember, we have a new moon next week, so we'll be talking about that too. And I hope you guys have a great week, and we will see you on the 12th. Aquarius, it's always nice doing this for you. I love it. So I hope you enjoy it. All right, take care.